Hey, my game changer family. Y'all already know what time it is. It's another time at Thursday with your girl, Danielle. I am your playbook coach. So I pray everybody has been doing okay today, that your day has been great. It's been blessed, which I'm sure it has been. I pray that it's been productive, that you guys have knocked off some things off your to-do list, both, spiritually and professionally, and that you've, had a great week, a wonderful day, and I'm excited about going on into tomorrow, into the weekend. So how about y'all? I'm going to give y'all a couple more seconds to get on up in here so that we can get started with our little topic for tonight. I'm going to try my best. That's the best I can do, is promise that I'm going to try my best not to hold y'all on. Y'all already know I say the same thing every Thursday, and I really try. But sometimes, man, I go back and look, and I be like, man, I was like 30-something minutes. And it really don't be seeming like I be talking that long. My goal is to, if I can, to try to cut and limit these lives to just little pieces of nuggets of encouragement that you guys could use in your lives, in your business, in your relationships, in any area, that you see fit. And I'd really try my best to limit these things to like 15 minutes, no more than 20. But y'all, I don't think I've ever gotten there. So y'all bear with me. Again, I'm going to try my best not to hold y'all long. That's all I can do, is promise that I'm going to try. Okay? But anyways, I'm giving y'all enough time. If you have not gotten a chance to take a look at the topic for tonight, it is all God needs is your yes. Your yes. That's all. That's all God needs. He just needs a yes. And I'm going to get into a little bit about 3 things that when you give him your yes, that's what that means. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But that's all God really needs, because when you give God your yes, he will do the rest. That's it, and that's all. He needs your yes. He needs my yes. He needs everybody to just be on one accord and just say yes, right? And when you tell God yes, how many of you guys believe that he's going to do the rest? That's all he needs is your yes. Because one thing about it, as he speaks everything else into existence, one thing when it comes down to us, humans, mankind, that he created after his own image, he did give us free will. That's the one thing that he instilled in us, is free will. So we got to be the one to say yes. But after we say yes, after we do the possible, then God can come on in and do the impossible. See, you can't change you. You can't clean you up, girl, brother. Whoever comes across this video, you can't clean you up. That's the problem now. You can't fix them no more than you can fix you. So stop it. All God needs from us is our yes. That's it. Because when we totally give him our yes and submit to that in the process of what that looks like, girl, listen, he got you on the rest. He gonna order your steps. He got all of that, honey. He got your lightweight, your heavyweight. He got all that, baby. Your front, your back, your side, your side. God got everything. But what he needs from you first is your yes. And let me just tell you 3 quick things that was put in my spirit, that what that means when we give God our yes. When we give God our yes, and when we say yes to God, 3 things that means. That means you're giving him your heart, right? You're giving him your heart. You're giving him your obedience. That's 2. You're giving him your heart. When you say yes to God, that means you're saying yes. You're giving him your heart. You're giving him your obedience, and you're giving him your attitude. You know what I'm saying? Your heart posture, your disposition, right? Because those 3 things matter. We often hear all the time that, your attitude determines your altitude, meaning how high that he will take you, how high he will elevate you. Because if you can't handle in the low places, you ain't gonna get no better when you get to the high places. So your attitude does determine how high God is going to elevate you, how far you will go, how much he can use you. Your attitude determines that. Your heart posture determines how much he can trust you, as well as your obedience. So when we give God our yes, we're giving him those 3 things. We're giving him our heart, we're giving him our obedience, and we're giving him our attitudes. And as long as we're saying yes to your will and to your way on those things, I am really a firm believer that God will take care of the rest. Literally, he will. He will change you. Those things will begin to fall off. See, people be trying to bring, let me see, how can I say this? People care more about fixing up the outer, Okay, so you've stopped drinking. Okay, so you don't cuss people out no more. That's good. Those are good things too. Keep that up. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that those are not bad things to do. Okay, so you know, you stop smoking, or you smoke less, or you are trying to be more nicer to people. Okay, so you're working on forgiving people more. All of those things are great. But if you don't do it with your heart, if you have not given him your heart, you can give him those things. But if your heart is still on the other side of the fence, 9 times out of 10, those things you'll fall back into again. But when you give God your heart, right? That's your spirit. That's like, God, I'm sold out to you. It's literally your will, your way. I totally submit. I humbly submit to you just taking over and having your way in my life, in my business, in my relationship. Because guess what? I done figured out I can't do this thing without you. So you know what, God? I am sold out for Christ. What is it that you would have for me to do? When you give him your heart, your spirit, he can command and tell the flesh what to do. You can tell the flesh what to do. Once you get your spirit together, give that to God, your heart, you can start telling the flesh, we ain't doing it today. You know what? I don't have the desire to that. You know what? I rebuke that enemy in the mighty name of Jesus. I rebuke the spirit of this or that off of me. And I no longer want to do those things. When you get your spirit right, your heart right, you can start telling that flesh what we not finna do no more. We not finna go there. I'm not finna cop an attitude with her just because she said something I didn't like. Maybe she's having a bad day, God. You know, show me how to be more understanding. Show me how to be more flexible. But at the end of the day, give me peace and help me to be okay with things that I don't really like. You know, you can start telling the flesh what we not finna do today. We not finna have no attitude. We finna have joy, baby. We finna have peace. We finna be loving today. We finna be kind. God, who is it that you want me to bless? And I can go on and on and on about the things that we can tell the flesh to do. But if your heart not there, listen, if your heart not in it, you done already lost. So one thing about telling God and giving God our yes, because that's really all he needs. He needs our obedience, y'all. He needs us to be obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice. We know that. The Bible tells us that obedience is better than sacrifice. Why go through so much just to end right back up where you started? Because you're going to do what God put in you to do. You're going to do what he's already put into the atmosphere, what he's already spoken into existence, what he's already predestined, what he's already written down for us. You're going to do it. You're going to either do it willingly or unwillingly. But at the end of the day, because his words cannot return back to us void, whatever that thing that God says you're going to do and you're going to be, that's exactly what you're going to do. So you're going to either do it in prison, you're going to do it on your sick bed, you're going to do it crippled, you're going to do it, you know what I'm talking about? With health issues, you're going to do it old, you're going to do it young, but you're going to do it. That's the thing. So why sacrifice and waste time and energy that you can't get back, money lost and spent because you ran on off and did what you wanted to do, but that's not what God wanted you to do? He's just gonna sit there and be patient. Like I say all the time, God will not jump in front of a moving car. Okay, if you hell-bent on going in this direction, he will tap you, he will warn you, he will whisper to you, he will tell you, he will almost beg you, please don't. Please don't. But if you are just bent on getting in the car and driving in such a direction, he will let you run into that brick wall. He ain't gonna kill you. He ain't gonna kill you until he's done with you. He ain't gonna let you die. You know what I'm talking about? Until he's done with you. However, he'll let you hurt yourself. Because sometimes experience is the best teacher. Yeah. He'll let you hurt yourself. He'll let you crash. You know what I'm talking about? He'll let you hurt a little bit. It's gonna sting a little while. But guess what? All of that is just to do what? Point you right back to him. Because at the end of the day, our lives does not belong to us. We are solely created, y'all, for his glory and his glory alone. So it is in our best benefit that we say yes. Yes, sooner than later. So that you can bypass, that extra hurt and trials and tribulations and grief you're going to go through anyways. But I'd rather go through it knowing that I'm in his will than out of his will. That's because pain hits different. Life already be lifing, but in life's a whole lot different, when you are in his will. So when you give God your yes, because that's all he needs, and then, honey, he will begin to start orchestrating the best symphony you will ever see. And he will get a standing ovation at the end of the day. I'm so glad, that God assures us that any work that he begins in us, he is going to complete in us. He's going to finish in us. He's going to finish that thing. Whatever he started, whatever he completed, whatever seed he implanted in you, he is going to grow it. He's going to make sure that it comes to harvest. He's going to make sure. But all he needs is your yes. All he needs is your yes. And that, my friends, my sisters and my brothers, you do have a choice on. He needs your yes. What are you willing to say yes to God right now? What are you needing to say yes to? What has God been urging you, been calling you for, been pulling out of you, trying to anyways, to get you to say yes to? Is it for you to start speaking up more? Is he calling you to start being more bold for Christ? You know, walking less in fear and more in faith, right? Because we walk by faith anyways and not by sight, or at least we should. What is God asking for a yes from you? What is he needing a yes from you? What is he calling you to say yes to? Is it, girl, lose the attitude because that's not cute no more? It never was cute, but now it's really ugly because, listen, you too grown for that. Okay? And we should not be babes in Christ anymore. Some of us have been going to church for a long time. However, though, being a babe in Christ is more in terms of where you are in your relationship with Christ. Being a babe in Christ, you find out later on in life that absolutely has nothing to do with how long you've been going to church. Truly. Because this is why we have people who've been going to church more than us and longer than us, but that are still, oh, ye of little faith, you know? And you start figuring out that later on. You can see an old, small, frail person that look like they ain't strong, look like they ain't about nothing, but baby, don't touch them in their relationship with God. Baby, they wrap circles around you when it comes down to that faith. And that's all it takes is that faith to please God, because without it, it's impossible to please him. That's what the Bible say. So we walk by faith and not by sight anyways, right? So what is God asking you to give him a yes for? Is it your heart posture? Quit being so angry. Let it go. Because everything is either God sent or God allowed. Y'all got to know that by now. Everything is either God sent or God allowed. Baby, if he didn't send it and he didn't stop it, then he allowed it. Because what I need for you guys to know is that whether it was good or whether it was bad, God is still in the both. He's in the yeses just like he's in the no's. Okay? He's in the closed doors just like he's in the open windows. God is in it all. The good and the bad, the ups and the downs, right? So I'm just saying, what is God saying that he needs a yes from you on? Is it to live a healthier life? Is it to stop the drugging, the alcohol? Is it to even to try at least, maybe? And maybe that's not the thing that, you know, is really your thing, you know? You may sip a little bit, but you don't get drunk. Okay. But it still may be something else, though. Because bottom line is, I may not be hit. I may have not came down your road yet. But you know what I'm saying. Because we all got sin. And we all have to die to our flesh daily. So what is God saying? I am talking to you, and I need you to stop doing. I need you to give me that yes. Because once you give me that yes, I'm going to need your heart. I'm going to need your attitude. And I'm going to need your obedience. And I got the rest. I got the rest. I got the rest. Is God asking you to say yes to more faith in him? Get out of your own way. Can you only go and do when you're in the know, when you can see? That means you're not walking by faith. Because our sight can only go so far. That means you will always only go so far if you're relying on what you can see. Honey, I want to go far. What the little cartoon? I want to go to infinity and beyond. Whatever the limits God has for me that he says that I can reach. I can't do it in my flesh. I don't want to do it in my flesh. I don't want to do it by myself. You know what I'm talking about? But if God says that I can go that far, I want to go that far. Baby, show me Mars. Show me the stars. Mars, the stars, the sky, the moon. Baby, because we serve a limitless God. So why should I, put a limit on me? So what is God asking you for a yes from? And when you give him that yes, just know that when you say yes, you're saying yes to here's my attitude. Change my attitude, Lord. Change my heart posture. You're saying yes to God, to your obedience. God, it's your will, your way. I'm tired of trying it my way. My way sucks. You see what my way gets me. My way may get me in jail. My way may get me, you know what I'm saying, in trouble somewhere. Lord Jesus, it's your will, your way. I'm tired of doing things my way because I keep messing it up. My way has not fixed it yet. So when we going to get it? His way. Okay? So he needs your heart. He needs your obedience. And he needs your attitude. Because your attitude does determine your altitude. And your altitude is how high you'll go in this life. How high you're going to go in your business. And how successful of a marriage you're going to have, how financially successful you can become, what great mother you desire to be. That does determine on how your attitude is towards your kids. Your a successful marriage determines on your attitude, your views, your outlook on marriage, and what the unity of that all means to you, and how important keeping that commitment is. So your attitude means a lot. We say that all the time. We say it all the time. So again, I just need you guys to give God your yes, because if you give him your yes, he will take care of the rest. That's it. Put a period on it, baby. It's done. It's a done data. He just needs your obedience, baby. He just needs your heart posture. Just give him them things. He needs your attitude to be in the right place, in the right disposition. He just needs your heart posture to not be on the wrong motives, to not be all on this stuff that, this flesh, this stuff right here. He just needs your heart posture to want to look and mimic and sound more like him. He will clean you up, girl. He'll fix you up, honey. He gonna put you some baby powder on, baby, some baby lotion on, put your little bow in your head, put you on your little Sunday's best. Baby, when God clean you up, baby, he clean you up. And then when he clean you up, he will put you on display. Okay? He will put you on display when he cleans you up. A lot of the reasons that we're feeling like we're not being seen, that we feel like we're being hidden, nobody's answering, nobody responds, nobody's watching, nobody's looking, and we feel like we're doing these things in vain. But God is testing us. He wants to know, can you still go? Can you still speak? Can you still do your videos? Can you still teach? Can you still do what you do when nobody's looking? Because at the end of the day, he's looking. And he's just trying to see, do you need a crowd? Do you need applause? Do you need the claps and the likes and the applause of man? Can you still go even when ain't nobody clapping but me? And I'm talking about Jesus. Can you still go? Can you still speak to the people? Can you still do your thing? Run your ministry, girl. Can you still serve? Can you still do kingdom work? Can you still be about your Heavenly Father's business and about your earthly business? Can you still be what God created you to be, even when you feel like ain't nobody looking? Do you need an audience to perform? Okay? These are the things that I'm talking about. And I can go on and on and on and on. But I'm just realizing, here I go, girl, on this tangent again. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I be trying to not be so long-winded. But I just get really excited about teaching and about encouraging, because that's part of my spiritual gift. So anyways, I hope you guys have found this encouraging in some way. What is God telling you to do in your business? He gonna need that yes. I'm going to need you to be consistent in your business. I'm going to need you to start going back to square one. And I'm talking to me. I need you to go back to the days when you were planning, when you was hungry, when you was faithful, you was believing God for everything he said he was going to do. Sis, I know you've been in a dry season. I know it's been seeming like it's been taking a minute, but God is telling me to tell you this time, this round, this season, he going to do something different, because you're different. He couldn't do all of what you was asking him to do then. He did enough to show you that he could do it, but he couldn't give you everything that you was asking for because you was not ready. And I'm telling you, you got the juice, baby. You got the gifts. But what you needed to have was the character. And again, just like they say, I didn't say it, and it's not in the Bible, but I agree to it. God is not going to he's not going to allow your gifts to put you in rooms where your character cannot keep you. So let him develop you. Let him develop you. Like they say, just because you saw the picture don't mean you are yet developed. Pictures got to be developed, right? And when you let them sit out in the dark room, right, covered and hidden, yeah, the picture is coming through slowly but surely until it's fully developed. Let God hide you. Let him plant you. I know it's dark. I know you feel like, but listen, the beautiful thing about being planted and being hidden while he develops you is nobody gets to see the real bad ugly. That's personal. That's private. That's between you and God. That's the beautiful thing. Let him plant you and hide you and cover you while he develop you. Let him keep you and do his thing. Let God be God. You go on and do what you can do. Do the possible. You do the possible while God does the impossible. And that's it. All I need you to do is say yes. So can you say yes today? What are you going to say yes to in your business? What is those things that you've been slipping on and slacking on because you feel not as confident as you used to, because you feel like you done tried them things and they didn't work before? But God say this time around, you ready. You're ready. It was always ready, but you wasn't ready for it. So what are you needing to say yes to now? What about that prayer life? You know what I'm talking about? What about that prayer life? You used to be strong in that prayer closet, sis. You used to be on it. What about that right now? What about how you have that meditation time and that time that you used to set aside reading your word that was just between you and God? It was growing you and it was helping you. But now you got a little bit of what you was praying for. Now you start slacking up on that prayer life. Now you started kind of pulling back a little bit, reading the word less and less, What about paying them tithes? Right? Because I tell you all the time, honey, I ain't never seen a broke tither. They may have moments where they were struggling, but baby, that wasn't always. Because as they were consistent, God has started to be consistent with them. I'm just saying, I don't know what your yes need to be. What about in your marriage? Is God asking you to believe again? To believe that you know, every good and perfect gift comes from up above. And if you truly believe that your mate that God has sent to you is the mate that is for you, I'm going to need you to stick that out. I'm going to need you to stick that out and show up for work for your marriage like you show up to work on your job every day and clock in and clock out with lesser benefits. I'm just saying, what does your yes need to be? We're going to be a better mom, more active and more involved in our kids' lives in school this year, showing up for different things like we show up to the club and show up for our little boyfriends and stuff. Show up to brunch. Show up to your kids' games. I'm just saying, what is God asking you to say yes to? What is God asking you to be more obedient to have a better attitude toward? You know, to have a better heart posture toward. I'm going to need you to get on them things. I can't tell you. All I know is I got my yeses that I need to work on. And we can work on them together. All I know is we still a work in progress. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can't change you no more than you can change them. But when you say yes, God will clean you up, baby. He'll have you smelling good. Baby, listen. He will, like the Bible say, he will give you the influence of man and God. See, you know what I'm saying? We trying to please man, and we telling God, I get to you later. But God said you got it out of order, baby. When you please me, I'll make you please man. I'll give you the influence with man. Okay? Yes, your business will pop and it'll blow up overnight. But when you call, we can't go about coming up in the ways of the world. You see? No, when we merge faith with our business, as Game Changers do, our path immediately is set out totally different. We can't do what they do. We can't respond how they respond. We can't go where they go. And again, those things fall off bit by bit. Because again, we can't clean us up. All we can do is say yes. Yes to God. And he takes care of the rest. All right? So I pray that this has encouraged you guys. Think about what your yeses need to be and how you need to apply them in any area of your life. Your health. Because listen, we got to better take care of our health, our heart, our fitness, our eating. We got to do better. We have to do better. And I can't tell you what that better looks like for you. Only you know what that better looks like for you. I'm sure you've imagined it. You've thought about it. You've envisioned it. And I just need you to ask God to show you and give you the strength for the step that you are on and for the step that you are about to take. And ask him who you need to become. Ask God to give you the strength to even say yes. Because guess what, y'all? And I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to go, listen, it takes faith to have faith. It's a job. Just even maintaining your faith. Because, you know, we be up and down, you know? And even in the Bible, it talks about, Lord, I believe, but help me with my unbelief. Help me with my disbelief. So, yeah, you can have faith. Your faith can be high in this area. You good over here, but then it can be low over here because you ain't quite for sure. Jesus, I don't know. I don't know. I ain't experienced that yet with you. Are you going to really do what you say you're going to do? How is it going to turn out? Is it, you know, you can have faith in areas and still have doubt. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we'll talk about that another time. But anyways, I just want you guys to just say yes, hunty, yes to Jesus, yes to Christ, yes to living better, yes to truly walking a life and living a life in a true abundance. And how you live a life in true abundance is simply by living and walking a life in obedience. So give God your yes so you can get the best. Because I want whatever he said I can have. And I know I've got to become something in order to get something. I've got to become something different in order to get something different. I just know that there's an order to the thing. He's not going to take me from here to there until he knows that I'm ready. So let God develop you. Give him your yeses. Give him your, and when you say again, when you give him your yeses, that means you're giving him your heart. You're giving him your obedience and you're giving him your attitude. I just need y'all to remember those things. So check your heart every time before you do something to get ready to say something. Check your attitude before you get ready to do something to say something, because God is looking at your attitude. While man may be looking at the outward, God looking at your heart. Keep your money if you're not going to be a cheerful giver. You know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. God looking at your heart. Keep all of that, because if your heart not in it, it don't matter. He don't want it. Now, he wants you to want to do better. He wants you to want to serve him. He wants you to want to be a better individual. So this is where the whole point says yes. I ain't saying immediately when you say yes, it's going to happen just like that. But it does start to happen just like that. He starts to work on things. He starts to order them steps. He starts to get it together. So give God your yes, okay? Because all he needs is your yes, and he will handle the rest, okay? So anyways, thank y'all for rocking with me again today on this Time Out Thursday. Because sometimes you just literally listen. You got to take a pause for the cause, and you just got to take a brief time out and just reset. Get your mind together, get your heart together, get your attitude together, and figure out what our next step is going to be. Right? And so thank y'all for listening to me and allowing me to encourage you on this day again. Again, I pray that you have a wonderful evening. Get you some rest tonight, girl, or my brother. And let's get ready to kick it, kick butt on tomorrow. And just really do awesome things. And then get ready to relax, relate, and release on this coming weekend. And then guess what? Start it back over. Oh, guess what? Happy 1st of the month. I forgot about that. Yes. August the 1st. Happy 1st of the month. Wake up. The 1st of the month. Get up. Yes. Grab your chicks and come on. Hey. But anyways, y'all know I can go all off on a tangent. Listen, I love all kinds of music, honey. Don't judge me. But anyways, again, I pray that this has encouraged you guys. And feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what your yes is. Man. And I'll comment too. I don't have enough time to go into it, but I got to say yes to a lot of stuff. I said yes to a lot already, but there are some things that I still need to be like, okay, God, you know what? I'm tired. Let me just keep it real. Go ahead on and take this too. I can't do this no more. Let me get this to you. I've tried it, And sometimes we say yes, but sometimes we take it back. I've done that. I said, God, I can't do this no more. You take it. I'm done. And then when things start to look good, I'll try to jump on in there with my fleshly self and think I'm going to pick it back up and take over again. When you say yes, let it go and release it. It's yours, God. Do with what you want to do with it and have your way. But anyways, guys, I love you. Again, I pray that this is encouraging to you in some shape, form, or fashion. And again, even if it's not for anybody else but for me, most of these lives are for me anyways, because I'm going to keep it real. So I thank God for giving me a word and encouraging me that I can use in my daily life. All right, you guys, I love y'all, and keep it real and keep it good. Holla.